This conference will now be recorded.
So in last class, we started with object-oriented, where we discussed about the meaning of class, how to create a class, and how to create objects, and how to access the members of class using object, and we have seen about default values concept and constructors. So the important points over here is, whenever we create a new object for a class, the values given to the data members are default values. And what is a constructor? It's a method whose name is same as class name, which is used to initialize the object, right? So, any questions before I proceed further? Yeah, yes, Chirag. I'm unable to hear you. So today let us move to the next topics of object oriented. Today we'll be discussing two important topics. One is static keyword and one more packages. Static and packages. Let us initially go with static keyword. Static keyword can be used for data members, methods, and inner classes. The meaning of inner class is a class within a class. A class within a class is inner class. So where we can use static keyword? We can use static keyword for data members, methods, and inner classes. So more about inner classes we'll discuss again. Static keyword cannot be used for top level class. So what do you mean by top level class? Outer classes. So up to now, what are the classes we have created? They are all top level classes. So we cannot use static keyword for top level class. Like example, if I use static class, my class goes with what? Error. Static keyword cannot be used for local variables. So what do you mean by local variables? Declared within a method. Declared within a method is what? Local variable. So we cannot use static keyword for local variables. Now, like example, if you take a class like my class, inside the class, if you are creating a method, then inside this method, if you are creating any variable, this we call local variable. And if you use static keyword for local variable, this goes with an error. We cannot use static keyword for local variable. So local variable cannot be static. Now, so these are the rules. But what is the use of static keyword? What is the advantage of going with static? So this is the major point. Static members are accessible directly with the class name. Static members are what? Are accessible directly with the class name without creating objects. Without creating objects. So whenever we create a class with some members, to access the members, we have to create object. which we discussed yesterday. Using object with the dot operator only, we can access the members of class. Now, if you make a member as static, then we can access them directly with the class name without creating object. So, object creation is not required to access static members. Then, one more important rule is a static method can access only other static members directly. A static method can access what? Only other static members directly. So more about this point we'll discuss in the program. And the last and major important point about static. A static variable acts as a global variable. A static variable acts like what? Acts as a global variable within class. Within class means all objects of the class can access static variable memory. Let me elaborate all these points using the program. Let me elaborate even the last point using the program. Let us go with the example code static demo. Open Eclipse. Right click on project and say new class. Static demo with main method. Now, in this, let us create a class, my class, with the two data members int m. Now, so when you say int m, if I want to access this m outside of my class, what we have to create? Object. And what is the definition of object I have given yesterday? An instance of a class. An instance of a class is object. That's the reason this type of variables we call it as instance. We call it as instance or non-static variable. Instance or non-static variable. Now, if I use a keyword static int n, since static members are accessible directly with class name, we can access n directly with class name outside of class without creating object. So this type of variables, even we call it as class or static variables. So class variable or static variable, both are same. If it is not static, then instance. Simple way to remember. Now, let us go with the method ppp. This we call instance or non-static method. Now in this PPP, we are giving m value as 10, n value as 20. So whenever we call PPP method, the value of m and n will become 10, 20. Now if you create a method static void qqq, this we call class or static method. In this, if you are giving m equal to 30 and n equal to 40, see, in line number 12, under m variable, we are getting error. We are getting, see, error in line number 12 under m variable. See the message? Cannot make a static reference to non-static. That's the point here. This is the point. A static method can access only other static members directly. Since QQQ is a static method, inside static, if I try to use non-static, if you try to use non-static, goes with what? Error. What is the message? Non-static variable m cannot be accessed from static context. Right? This is an error. Now, let us go with the method display. So whenever we call display method, we'll display the value of m and n. That is m equal to the value of m space n equal to the value of n. Now, coming to main method, In main method, create object of my class MC1 equal to new my class. Now call the method MC1.ppp. So when you call the method MC1.ppp, it will go to this method. The value of m and n will become 10, 20. Now if you call the method MC1.display, the result is m is 10, n is 20. No confusions up to here. Right? Now, let us create one more object of the class. This is important now about static keyword. We are creating one more object of my class. Now if you call the method mc2.display, then what do you think the value of m and n will be? Anyone try to answer this? We are creating new object mc2 and directly we are calling display method. Then what will be the value of m and n will be? Can you guess?
30 and 40.
30 and 40. How come 30? This is commented, right? And
Yeah, yeah.
even I did not call QQQ method at all. Did we call this method here? No, not at all. So directly I am calling display after creating MC2 object. Some better answer is default values, right? So whenever we create an object of a class, if you are not giving any values, it will take what? Default values. So something better answer is default values. But let us understand what is the correct answer for this MC2 object. Now understand carefully. So whenever we create a new object for a class, whenever we create new object for a class for the first time, then it's going to allocate memory. What it's going to happen? It's going to load the class first. Whenever we create a new object for a class, what is going to happen? The steps, it's going to load the class first. Once it loads the class, it's going to allocate memory for static variables first. It's going to allocate memory for what? Static variables first. In this case, we are having one static variable n, then it's going to allocate memory for n variable. It allocates memory for n variable referred with the class name. It's going to refer with what? Class name, that is my class dot n, and the initial value will be default value 0. Now after that only object will get created. After that only object will get created, that is MC1. Then it's going to allocate memory for instance variables. It's going to allocate memory for instance variables referred with object name mc1.m, and the value will be 0. So these are the two memory locations what it's going to allocate once we create an object of a class for the first time. I'm repeating. Whenever we create an object of a class for the first time, the class will get loaded into the memory. Then it is going to allocate memory for static variables first, referred with class name. After that only object will get created and allocates memory for instance variables referred with object name. Now when you call the method mc1.ppp, it will go to ppp method. Who is calling ppp? MC1. So for MC1, the value of m will become 10. So here the value of m will become 10 for MC1 object, and n means for this location only. This location n will become 20. That's the reason when you call mc1.display, we are getting 10, 20. Now when you create object of the class, once again same class, since the class is already loaded in the memory, this memory will not get allocated once again. So it's going to allocate memory for only object. So it's going to allocate memory for what? Only object, and allocates memory for instance variables mc2.m, and the value will be 0. Now if you call the method 2.display. For MC2, M is what? 0. For MC2, M is 0. But what about N? N is what here? 20. Common value. Whenever you make a variable as static, this memory will be common for all objects. This memory can be used by your MC1 object. This memory can be even used by MC2 object. There will be only one memory. When you make a variable as static, there will be only one memory allocated for your static variable, and all objects can access that memory. So when you want to make something common to all objects of the class, then we think of what? Static keyword. See the point? See the point here? A static variable acts as a global variable within class. Means all objects of the class can access static variable memory. So this memory, whatever you have allocated static, it can be used by your MC1 object and even MC2 object. Common value for all the objects of the class. That is the meaning of static keyword. Clear all of you, this static keyword? Any questions? So what is the result now? M is what? 0. N will be 20 now. Common value. N will remain same for all objects. Now if you call the method mc2.qqq. So when you call the method mc2.qqq goes to qqq, the value of n will become now 40. N is what now? 40. Now if you call the method mc1.display, for mc1 m is 10, but n has now become 40. If you call mc2.display, for mc2 m has become 0. M is still 0 only, but n has what? Now 40. N will remain same for all objects. Now if you call like this, mc1 dot myClass dot n is 50. Since n is static, we can even access with class name. So when you say myClass dot n 50, n will become 50. Now if you call mc1 dot display, for mc1 m is 10, n is what? 50. mc2 dot display, for mc2 n m is 0, n is 50. Common value. N will remain same for all objects. That is static. Now see, when you run, same output what I have given in comments. Clear about static keyword? Any questions? No. Let us move to the next concept today. Packages. Packages. So package is similar to folder concept, directory. Why we create folders on our operating system? To store related files. So like we create folders like songs, movies, games, programs, softwares like that. By seeing the folder name, we can know what type of files the folder contains. Similar way, package is also like a folder, which is a collection of related classes. So how to define a package is like, a package is a collection of related classes. So generally we go with dot class files. Generally we store dot class files. Then package keyword is used to create a package. So whenever we want to create a package, what keyword we use? Package keyword. Package keyword is used to create a package. Like example, package and the name of the package. Package name. And the standard what we follow for package name is smaller case letters. Next point, package statement should be the first statement in the source code file. In the source code file, package statement should be first statement. Like example, if you go with a source code file like myClass.java, in this, the first statement should be package only. Package, the name of the package. Under that only, we go with the classes like class my class 1, class my class 2, like this. Okay, so after package only we can go with imports. So the order of writing a Java program is first we write package, and after that we can go with imports, and after that class definitions. So the point is, in a source code file we can have only one package statement. In a source code file we can have what? Only one package statement with multiple import statements and multiple class definitions. Multiple class definitions. Now, the next important point, the classes under the package. So what are the classes under this my pack here? My class 1 and my class 2. So the classes under the package are stored in a folder whose name is same as the package name. So what is going to happen once we compile this code? It's going to create a folder mypack. In that folder mypack, it stores my class and my class 2 dot class. So my class 1 dot class and my class 2 dot class are stored in a folder mypack. Only public classes are accessible outside the package. So if I want to use a class of one package into another, the class must be public. To use the classes of one package into another package, to use the classes of one package into another package, we need to import the package like this. Import mypack dot my class 1, import mypack dot my class 2, or we can even say import mypack dot star. Star indicates all classes under the package. So star means what? All classes under the package. That's the reason whenever we want to use scanner class, since scanner belongs to java.util package, we write import statement. So simple conclusion what is, whenever you want to create a package name. Whenever you want to use a class of one package into another, import. These are the final conclusion words. Now, let us understand this with the example code. Create a new package, mypack1, in my project. In the project, create a package, mypack1. How to create a package is, we have to right click, just right click on my project and say new package. In the list you can see package. Go with the name mypack1 with say finish. See here, the package has been created here. See, mypack1. So how to create a package? Right click on my project and say new package. It will ask you the name mypack1 and click finish. Now create a class calculator in mypack1 package. Under package we want to create a class calculator. See here. right click on my project and say new class. Sorry, this one. We have to right click whichever the package you want to create class. Right click on my pack1 and say new class. See here, it is giving the package name my pack1. Now go with the class name calculator. Say finish. So to create a class under package, right click on my pack1 and say new class. It will ask you the name. We are giving it as calculator and click finish. Let us write the code inside this. So just above the class you can see package my pack1. This is the class. Now go with some methods. I'm going with some simple methods like public void add text to arguments int n1 int n2. So here let us go with return type like integer. So where we return the addition of these two numbers. Take one more method public int multiply, which takes argument n1 n2, where we return n1 into n2. Simple like that. How many methods you want to create, you can create. Now once you create a class with some methods under this package my pack1, now we want to use this class in some other package. So let us create one more package. So create a new package, package2 in my project. Then create a class calculator test in my pack2. So make check mark to main method. This we need to run. Now let us create this my pack2 package. So how to create a package? Right click on my project and say new, and in the list you can see package. Go with the name my pack. Then right click on my pack2 and say new class calculator test with main method. Say finish. Now in this calculator test main method, let us create object of calculator class. Calculators cal equal to new calculator. We are creating object of calculator class. Now observe, we are getting error under calculator class because calculator is a class present in my pack1. So whenever you want to use a class of one package into another, import. Simple, just keep mouse pointer on this error. You can see the option import, just click here. So it's going to import my pack1.calculator. That's it. Now call the methods. Sum equal to, by using object, call the method add and pass the values. Product equal to, by using object, call the method multiply and pass the values. Now see, when we run this piece of code, we get sum as 30 and product as 200. So simple words, whenever you want to use a class of one package into another, import. Whenever you want to create a new package, package name. Clear this concept, all of you? Now, where our files are stored. See here, how the folder structure is. We are working in C drive 2024 Java Online 11 Java programs. This is our project. Just go to the folder where project is present. In this project, you can see bin. Under bin, see two folders have been created. My pack1, my pack2. That's the reason I said package means folder only. If you open my pack1, you can see calculator.class. If you open my pack2, you can see calculator test.class. If you go to this src, under src also two folders will be created. my pack1 contains calculator.java, my pack2 contains calculator test.java file. So simple words, package means like a folder. Now, if you create a package like this, package com.op.programs, then how many folders will be created? 3 folders will be created. See here. Right click on my project and say new package com.op.programs. Now see the folder structure. It's going to create a folder com. Under com, it's going to create a subfolder OOP. Under that, programs. So separation of subfolder here we do by using dot operator. So what's going to happen? Creates a folder com with a subfolder OOP under com folder and with a subfolder programs under OOP folder. Right? That's the reason when you are writing import java.util.scanner, what's the meaning? Scanner is a dot class file present in Java folder, present in util folder, which is a subfolder of Java folder. So here Java and util are subfolders here. So this scanner present in util folder, which is a subfolder of Java here. So the separation of subfolder we do by using dot operator. Right? Clear up to here? Any questions? Right? So that's about for today's like static keyword and packages. And coming to assignment, now we can do question 6. This is based on static keyword. Question 10. Question 10 is based on packages. Right? So next class we go with inheritance. So in tomorrow's class we start off with inheritance and polymorphism.